Hey everyone, this is Mr. De Vicente here, and this is the reading for issue 5, Media and Image. And our essential question here is, does the media need to take a look at how it shows people? And so here it begins with talking about how in our world, images are everywhere. American children spend an average of 8 hours a day looking at screens. Some experts estimate that we see up to 5,000 advertisements per day. Websites, television ads, and magazines show pictures of celebrities. They often look better, thinner, or stronger than most people. Often it's because editors have fixed these images with computers. Studies show that these not so real images send an unhealthy message. When real people compare themselves, they can have issues with self esteem. Some people develop eating problems or depression. So, are the pictures around us too harmful? Should we tell image makers to get real? So here's your data file, and it starts off with saying that perfect looking people are everywhere. Magazines, billboards, TV ads, the internet. Do they affect how you think about your body? Here's the data on screen time. It says that the more exposure teens have to media such as TV shows, movies, and music videos, the more they dislike their bodies and want to be thinner. The numbers say that 54% of females who are 20 to 12 to 23-year-olds are unhappy with their appearance of their bodies. And that in movies, 58% of female characters and 24% of male characters have comments made about their looks. It also says that of the TV commercials aimed at teen girls, 56% use beauty as a product appeal, compared to 3% of commercials aimed at teen boys. And the role models, most US female models are 5'9" to 6 feet tall and weigh 110 to 130 pounds. Male models are 5'11" to 6'2" and weigh 140 to 165 pounds. And it also says that if the original Barbie doll were a life-size human, we should have an unrealistic 36-inch chest, 18-inch waist, and 33-inch hips. And if the G.I. Joe action figure were a real-life human, he would have a 32-inch waist, a 44-inch chest, and 12-inch biceps. And so these numbers show that it is rare for, or not so much rare, but it's not realistic for most people to have these types of measurements. And the numbers here, what they're basically saying is that a lot of the advertisements or commercials and things that you see on TV shows and movies and music videos are use beauty as a way to get you to watch or listen to their advertisements. So that's what the data here is sharing with you. Page 3. Here's our first selection, The Ugly Effects of Beauty by Marcos Cano. And it starts off with paragraph 1. How many images of beautiful people are you exposed to every day? Experts estimate that it can range from 1,000 to 5,000, and those images have a powerful influence. It says that nearly 50% of American girls in middle school and high school say they want to lose weight because of magazine pictures, says Dr. Michelle Habel Payan of the University of Washington. And self-image issues affect boys and girls. Boys are under increasing pressure to be big and muscular, just like their real-life role models, says Michael Stetz in the San Diego Tribune. Do you think teens feel pressure to look like models, actors, or sports stars? Ask yourself that question the next time you look in the mirror. 1. Skinny cells, so do muscles. Why is the media filled with skinny women and muscular men? The head of Premier Model Management, a top modeling agency, explains. Statistics have repeatedly shown that if you stick a beautiful skinny girl on the cover of a magazine, you sell more copies. At the end of the day, it is a business, and the fact is that these models sell the products. Those super skinny models on magazine covers can also make girls see themselves as fat. But is that realistic? No, says Callie Coutron, a fashion insider. Most models are freaks of nature. They are naturally thin and have incredibly long legs compared to the rest of their body. In fact, the media doesn't stop with freaks of nature, they go beyond nature. A new kind of image maker is ruling the fashion world: the retouch artist. These professionals alter photos of models and celebrities to make them look perfect. When tennis star Andy Roddick appeared on the cover of Men's Fitness magazine in 2007, he noticed something strange about his guns or the bicep muscles in his arms. I walked by the newsstand in the airport and did a total double take, Roddick says. Little did I know I have 22-inch guns and a disappearing birthmark on my right arm. It was pretty funny. Many people are not so amused. The media impacts the way we see ourselves and who we want to be, says author Emil Zaslow. Young people's constant pressure to be flawless, groomed, thin, and muscular can lead them to feel like their bodies are never good enough. 2. Dying to be thin. Obsessing about your body can have dangerous consequences. In the United States, 5 million people suffer from eating disorders, and about 1,000 women die each year of anorexia nervosa. The disease strikes mostly young women who perceive themselves as fat and have such an intense fear of gaining weight that they starve themselves, sometimes to death. Page 5. Colleen was a teen victim of anorexia whose perception of herself didn't match reality. I weighed less than 100 pounds and I thought I was enormous, she says. I kept telling myself if I could just lose 5 more pounds and then 5 after that, and so on. During Colleen's freshman year of high school, she lost so much weight that her fingernails looked blue. A doctor said she was at risk for a heart attack. Critics say that exposure to media contributes to girls' negative body images. There is no diversity in the way advertising models look. In fact, they weigh 23% less than the average woman. That is not ideal or even realistic weight for most girls. So here's a chart of a survey that was done to see what teens, to see how teens were responding. So it says here that 24% of girls are obese according to body mass index, or BMI, and 31% of boys are overweight according to BMI, and 33% of girls think they are overweight compared to 23% of boys who think they're overweight. 59% of girls are trying to lose weight compared to 31% of boys. 52% have dieted to lose weight, girls, and 28% of boys. And 68% of girls exercise to lose weight compared to 55% of boys. And 50% of girls went 24 hours without eating compared to 7% of boys. 6% of girls have taken diet pills compared to 4% of boys, and 5% have vomited compared to 3% of boys who have vomited to lose weight. So those are some facts, results from a survey done with teens. You can use this as a guide to continue your assignments. 6. Dr. Lori Mentz, a researcher on body image, says that these unrealistic images of women have a detrimental impact on girls and how they feel about themselves. She suggests that magazines come up with warnings like the ones on cigarette packs. Warning: viewing these images is bad for your body esteem. Katie Ford, however, the former head of an influential modeling agency, disagrees. The biggest problem in America is obesity, she says. Both obesity and anorexia stem from numerous issues, and it would be impossible to attribute either of these to entertainment, be it film, TV, or magazines. 3. Pumped up. Girls aren't the only ones worried about their physical appearance. While only 10% of people with anorexia are male, boys have their own issues with body image. Jason Dean was skinny at age 14. The male image he saw in ads had buffed, chiseled torsos and didn't reflect the diverse body types of the real world. I saw everybody around me getting bigger, Dean says. You see yourself, your friends getting bigger. You see athletes getting bigger. Dean's reaction was to lift weights 5 days a week, 2 hours at a time, and soon classmates noticed that his obsession with bodybuilding was not appropriate. I started becoming known as that weird guy who works out all the time, he says. However, many male teens don't stop in their quest to be bigger and stronger. A study by Oregon Health and Science University showed that 78% of high school athletes try to improve their bodies with supplements such as creatine, ginseng, ephedra, and androstenedione. Other studies reveal that 4% of high school boys have used steroids without a prescription, which can become a dangerous drug habit. Can you blame this sort of unhealthy behavior on the media? David Ciesinsko, the former editor of Men's Health magazine, says no. He defends the lean, muscular images that he puts on the cover of his magazine. What's good about that image is that it's the picture of health, he says. Even if images in the media don't lead to serious problems, they can still have a negative influence on teens. The Body Project, funded by the National Institutes of Health, encourages teens to perceive how the media affects them. These people who promote the perfect body really don't care about you at all, says Kelsey Hertel, a Body Project participant. They purposely make you feel like less of a person, so you'll buy their stuff and make money. So what advice does the Body Project give teens? Don't try to be someone that you're not. Just be yourself. And so that is the end of the article. Has a lot of information that you should read over, and if you need to listen to it, or you can also mute it and just read the selection to get the information. I think an interesting point here at the end that was made here was that it's important for teens to understand what media is trying to do or doing, and so it doesn't have a negative effect on you as you develop into an adult. So I think that's what they were trying to say here is that yeah, they're using beauty and images to sell products and to make money, yes, but it's important for you as teens and as growing people to understand what's going on, and so it doesn't affect you negatively. And so some of the arguments were that it's not necessarily wrong; it's just important for you to understand what's going on. And so here we have health content connection. What is a healthy weight? And so right here it tells you what a healthy weight should be for teens. So here it tells you to go online and search BMI using the BMI calculator online that you can find, and looking at the chart for BMI, which is body mass index. And so you input your numbers and your weight and your age, and it tells you what percentile of weight you're in and whether you are a little too heavy or too light, or where you stand. And so it says here that for 12-year-olds, which is a little bit younger than you guys, your BMI should be 14.8 to 21.7. And for girls and for boys, it should be 15 to 21. And so if you take that into consideration and take me, for example, you all know that I'm in my 40s and a little bit on the fluffy side, and my BMI is around 20. And so I am perfectly healthy. And so, but so interesting calculator to use. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.